We just got a huge Masters of the Universe casting announcement for one of my favorite characters growing up as a kid. Huge news, guys, with another major casting announcement for the Masters of the Universe film coming out in 2026, straight from the actor's mouth, and we're covering it here today, among other things. But before we get started, I remind you guys, if you're not a current sub of the channel, you guys are missing out on videos like this. I cannot wait for this movie, just like all the Motu fans out there that grew up with the toy line and the original 80s cartoon. Now, with that said, before I tell you the new casting announcement, I also want to remind you guys to go check out my 2 other videos regarding the Masters of the Universe film for all the casting announcement that we've gotten so far and the CinemaCon description that I gave you of all the footage that was shown. Now, with that said, let's get into the casting announcement. Actor James Wilkinson confirmed that he will be Mechanic in the upcoming Masters of the Universe movie, where he states, "Dreams do come true, especially the weird ones where your neck stretches 6 meters and Mattel turns you into an action figure." So there you have it, straight from the horse's mouth. Mechanic is confirmed for the Masters of the Universe movie coming out next year. But I want to do a quick count, alright guys? Like I said earlier in this video, if you haven't watched my other casting announcement videos, make sure to check those out. The links will be at the end of this video. But it seems to me, if you do a quick count, there are a lot more heroic warriors in this film as opposed to evil warriors. So what does that tell you? I think that not all the announcements have been made, and there may be a few surprises that I think we need to talk about here today. But as a reminder, these are the characters who have already been cast. First, Morena Baccarin as the Sorceress, Jared Leto, of course, as Skeletor, Nicholas Galitzine as He-Man, Alison Brie as Evil-Lyn, Idris Elba as Man-at-Arms, Charlotte Riley as Queen Marlena, James Purefoy King Randor, Johannes Hakkar Johansson as Fisto, Camila Mendes as Teela, Hafthor Bjornsson as Goatman, Sam C. Wilson as Trapjaw, Zhozhui Zhang as Ram Man, Kojo Ada as Triclops. And if you go check out IMDb right now, you're going to see someone by the name of Stephen Addington playing Mossman. It has not been confirmed, so I have no idea if that's real or not. They also have someone by the name of Arun Bassi playing Pigboy, who I'm not familiar with at all. But if we count them up, Skeletor, Evil-Lyn, Trapjaw, Triclops are 4 evil villains. The heroic warriors, I'll include He-Man, Man-at-Arms, Teela, Ram Man, Mossman, and now Mechanic. It seems like the heroic warriors outnumber the evil warriors 2-1. That tells me we may have a few surprises that they haven't announced for this film. How could we not have a true Masters of the Universe film without Beastman and without Merman? 2 mainstays from the 80s cartoon and the toy line. Also, I've said this before, we have to talk about Orko, we have to talk about Cringer. Again, 2 probably CGI characters I expect to be in this film. Too important to the lore of He-Man not to be cast. But some of the other villains that may show up in this movie, in my opinion, may see like a Clawful. I doubt we'll see like a Jitsu as opposed to Fisto. Kind of the same character, but they need some more villains to offset some of the heroic warriors that are going to be appearing in this film. As always, I want to hear what you guys think about this. Who would you like to see that has not been announced? Because I have a feeling, like I said, we're going to get a few Easter eggs to some of the other characters from the 1980s toy show and the 1980s vintage toys. It is a good thing that Travis Knight is a fan of Masters of the Universe. But I am super excited. We're getting a Mechanic, and I have to imagine most of these characters, whether they're heroes or villains outside of Skeletor and He-Man himself, are going to play minor roles. I think the bigger roles will go to Man-at-Arms, of course, probably Teela, Evil-Lyn. I think those characters will play a bigger part in the film, but a character like Ram Man, probably a small role. Mechanic, small role. I'm super excited if we do get a Mossman. He was one of my favorite toys to play with when I was a kid, but I am super excited for this thing. Do me a favor, drop it down in the comments and tell me how excited you are for this one. I cannot wait for the first trailer, but we have Mechanic confirmed for this movie. I cannot wait. On a side note, I've heard people say maybe we might get Hordak and an end credit scene, possibly the evil Horde show up at some point in an end credit scene. I am not too sure we're going to see that, but I would love it if it did. Regardless, we finally getting some iconic characters showing up on the big screen from a toy line or a TV show we all love. Hope you guys enjoy the video. This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics Collectibles, and thank you for watching. Happy collecting, and I'll talk to you guys soon.